She had a question.
Did she say?
Yeah, raise her hand since she had a question. Like, it's a question hour. I don't have
He's stepping outside.
Okay, as soon as you're ready. Patrice West. Is that a probation violation for the attorney?
Yeah.
Well, we got to find out we're going to do that. How are you, man? Excellent. All right, let me see where we are. All right, so it looks like we have some old cases for you, and it looks like they're going to be continued, maybe for discovery, so the attorneys can talk. Did you speak with the defense attorney about your case?
She said she's going to wait until I remember we was going to go look at the other courts. I have a court date on the 7th.
Okay.
Through Willoughby.
All right.
Shaker, I'm sorry. Then by next month, I should be able to go ahead and with the computer. I'll get my license together.
So how much time do you think you need?
I go on the 7th, and then after they do that, I would say maybe the next month.
Okay.
Probably like after the 3rd, so I know when I get paid on the 3rd, I can go ahead and just pay off the estate fees and everything else.
Well, if you like, I can set yours. Miss Harvey, your PB doctors are going to always be on the 4th going forward. So I can do I can give you as far as January 30th. That's the last Thursday.
Oh, okay.
Do you need that much time?
Yeah, I can do that much time. Yeah.
I mean, I don't have to give you that much time. You want to do it sooner?
No. I was just saying I wanted to make sure that my whole check can go to that. So when I see on the 30th, I'll be together.
I appreciate that. All right. So January 30th at 1:30, and that's not a probation docket, which means it'll go a lot faster for you. So don't worry about that. At 1:30 p.m., Bailiff Sanders has a reminder, and we'll see you back as soon as Miss Ivy gives you that. Take care. You too. Mm-hmm.
2020 TV.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Yes, sir.
He's with his attorney. He admits to jail time, but all in all, he did what he was supposed to do. He just owed money.
Okay.
He didn't show up money.
Okay. Demetrius Thomas. Mr. Thomas, good afternoon. 19 CRB 01450 is obstruction of official business. And that's where they were alleging that you did delay the performance of the officers in performing their duties. They're alleging that you ran from the officers. And normally that's a first degree misdemeanor, which means you could get up to a $1,000 fine and 6 months in jail. But the city prosecutor is amending this to a minor misdemeanor. Minor misdemeanors carry a $150 fine maximum with no jail time. Is that your understanding? Okay. So to the minor misdemeanor, sir, how do you plead? How do you plead to that charge? All right. Mr. Thomas, tell me what was going on here. What made you leave? All right. How old are you? Okay. All right. So, I mean, in the normal course of business, like I'm not sure why they approached you, but I can understand a young African-American 18-year-old not necessarily having trust in police officers. But I will say this, I think most times when it goes bad fastest is when someone's leaving or running. So the key is if you didn't do nothing wrong, if it's, maybe something wrong with your license or something like that, don't take it to the extent of running, because normally what happens, that gives them the justification to do something physical with you. So let's make sure you don't fall into that trap. All right. So what I'll do is on the no contest plea, as opposed to the maximum of $150 fine, I'll give you a break. It'll be $75 plus costs. Just go to the clerk's office. You know what? It's normally supposed to be paid today, but if you cannot pay, and I should mention this, if you cannot pay your fines and costs today for anyone, you have 72 hours to come back and set up a payment plan. The reason I give you 72 hours is because I do want some type of down payment. You do that and we'll extend the balance out. All right. Take care, sir. Right. Is it Tamaya Pinckney?
Yeah.
All right. I saw your correction there. 19 CRB 01470. Good morning or good afternoon. All right, so Ms. Pickney, it looks like what they're saying is that on or about December 5th, 2019, you caused a disturbance. It sounds like there was yelling and shouting in a particular location, which is technically disorderly conduct. Believe it or not, even that act on its own could be up to a $1,000 fine and 6 months in jail. But it looks like what the city has done is decided to amend this to a minor misdemeanor so that you're not facing that particular penalty. The most time you could get is 0 days at a minor misdemeanor, but the most fine you can get is also a $150 fine. So you understand all that? How do you plead to that disorderly conduct? So tell me what was going on in your situation.
There was an argument that broke out at my cousin's apartment. He called the police because he didn't want to lose his eating or get kicked out. I was leaving with my things that I had there because when I lived at Akron, I store my stuff there. And the officer said I bumped into him with my big trash bag that I was carrying. I did not notice, but
Okay. He didn't ask you to stop?
he did. And then I did stop. He was like, he bumped into me and then they handcuffed me.
Okay. Not, right. Well, okay. Because I was going to say, I really, really, really hope you wouldn't bump into an officer. I mean, that's worse than running away from an officer.
The trash bag is a big trash bag filled with things from that I had packed while I was in Akron.
Okay.
So it wasn't like I was holding it or it was a conscious.
Okay.
They might have thought it was intentional since she turned and yelled at them and told them that she hoped they would die.
Yeah, they were mad because I was taking them in to pack my things. And so they was like, how long does it take? They were making little remarks.
Okay. Well, let me suggest this because I'm going to accept the agreement that you have, and so you plead no contest, correct?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt on this one because really quickly, what's interesting, I think, people luck out based on a lot of different things, and I think today, with court starting a little late and the court being so crowded, I think the prosecutor's being very liberal with her agreements, maybe it's Mr. Humphrey working out good deals. But for your case and the other gentleman, normally I would have you on probation going to my Finish First program so that you would never, or at least you'll have better tools on how to deal with officers so you don't face this again. But I'm not going to do that on a minor misdemeanor. But normally you would be in the class because I think it's important for our community and all young people, whether it's white, black, it doesn't matter, just to know how to deal with police officers so it don't rise to this level. Because again, once you start, going back and forth with them or whatever that is, it often escalates and it's always bad for the person that's arrested. And then you end up coming up from jail, face all messed up, and they're going to tell me that you resisted or you kicked them or something like that. I just don't want it to get to that point for anyone. So be careful going forward. I will give you a break, but if I see you again, you're going to go through my program for 12 weeks at least, but you'll come out a better person for us. Don't worry about that. $75 plus cost. Just go to the clerk's office, okay? Take care. Yes, you may. Once you go there, they'll give you the details. All right.
Freddie Dumas.
Shervon Castleberry. Come on up. 19 CRB 01467. This is one is a possession of harmful intoxicants on or about December 7th. And then there's also a possession of harmful intoxicants on 19 CRB 01466 from December 5th. You're maintaining not guilty at this time, correct?
Correct.
All right. Ms. Ivy, you didn't get a chance to look at this, did you?
No.
So there's a not guilty plea. So we're going to reset this with Dave Bader Sanders. So go ahead. You got a question?
Yes, I did. Because right now I want to stay with the not guilty. But when we come back, will I be able to change my plea if I think I need to change my plea?
Oh, absolutely.
Cool.
And when you come back, I'm gonna give you an opportunity just because of the way I handle these cases. You're gonna speak with Miss Ivory. We're gonna talk together and we're gonna figure out the best way to go. Absolutely. How many more do we pre-trials? Miss Ivory, real quick, can you come up? So we got January 9th. And it's Miss Ivory's first.
And I wanted to say thank you for last time I seen you. I haven't seen you in a while.
All right.
And you look took my case into consideration.
All right, and we're gonna do something like that again,
Thank you.
Miss Ivory. Just considering her energy willingness. I don't know if you want to let her go out the door without at least hearing from you. Maybe she. Yeah, 'cause we got a whole holiday season, man. We may not make it through all this.
Okay.
But I'm gonna set this for January 9th and let you change something. All right, Miss Ivory will walk you out and we'll talk to you soon.
Happy holidays.
Same to you. That was 9:30. So that's the last one. The morning. Tommy Pratt. All right, Mr. Pratt, we have 19 CRB 01332, which is a charge that I have here as an amended charge of an assault. Mr. Johnson, were you involved with this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is everybody aware of the amended charge from your end?
Mara Johnson, with the advocate for the record. The mother was here, and the young lady was here the last time, but she hasn't showed up, so she's not aware of what the mother is, but she's in the video.
Okay. Mr. Pratt, I did make you aware of the protection order, correct? You have to take your hands off the clock. Let me see. Okay. So, Ms. Johnson, I don't have, just, trying to move forward for Mr. Pratt, I don't have any, with no one being here, I don't have any information to vacate any TPO or anything like that, so we're not doing that at
No,
this
the
point.
mother was here this morning, she had time and stuff, so she was here before we spoke.
So we're going to keep that order in effect.
Correct.
All right, Mr. Pratt, so the charge is amended to assault. How do you plead to that charge? I'll accept the no contest plea of the finding of guilt. Let me get a date. So, Mr. Pratt, what I'm gonna have you, so I know there's a lot of things that happen here. I want to get more information. So I'm gonna accept your plea and I'm gonna have you meet with probation, most likely Mr. Medley or Miss Ivory behind you, but I'm gonna set that out for January. And then once you meet with them, they're gonna give you a date to come back so we can get the case officially resolved, all right? But the plea is in, the charges have been amended. But as far as how I'm gonna dispose of it, meaning if there's 6 months probation, no probation, $1,000 fine, $100 fine. I want to get all that information once we get a chance to talk to probation. All right. So on January 6th at what time? January 6th at 4:00 is when you're going to meet with probation. Any questions, sir? Mr. Medley, can you provide Mr. Pratt with that information? And I'll see you once you guys set the court date for Mr. Pratt. We'll get him back on. It'll be set as a PSI. That way, Ms. Johnson, if you want to do an impact statement, at least if she's not here, she can do that.
Sorry, Dan.
The mom.
I told her we would let her know when the sentencing date was, so she could.
Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and dismiss that 13 case, 13 CRB 00682, because that's what you guys had agreed to. We held that off. We'll go ahead and do that now. So we just have that one case, and I'll see you back once they set the date. All right. Okay. You're welcome. You know why I did that? You don't know that. You look dangerous. When you look like you don't care, you can't accept the agreement without any Mr. Williams or something. All right. This is Miss Iris' cases. Take the top one. Rick Larozowski. 18 CRB 00202. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Miss Ivory.
Yes, Your Honor, before you is Mr. Dawson.
Yeah, come.
He has successfully completed the drug court program. He did it without any violations. I'm not sure what his sobriety date is, but he did a fantastic job. He just told me he's moving to a new place, new furniture, and all. He's done very well.
Okay.
So he's a great drug court participant. So we're asking that his case be dismissed, all fines and costs vacated.
Okay. So if I don't know if you remember, but when we first met and went through that process, that was my agreement, was that once you made it through successfully, you come back before me, case would be dismissed. So it won't even be on your record, and I wouldn't even charge you any fines or costs. So that's my gift to you for giving the gift to yourself. That's right. That's Christmas gift.
I wish you could be there to see my place, my furniture. I haven't had a place this nice since I was 22 years old.
Wow.
I'm 44 now.
Wow.
And
Congratulations.
I had never had furniture this nice in my life.
So it's only up from here, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna go back to school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and keep in touch with Miss Ivory. I mean,
my new lawyer, that's with the pro bono case in drug court. They're expunged a lot of things off my record.
okay.
All my felonies are coming off.
All right.
They were never violent. It was just drug possession.
Just being caught up in that cycle.
Yeah.
All right. So
And addiction, and I want to squash this addiction and move on with my life. With my new wife, she has went to every meeting with me, even though she's never even been in a courtroom or been arrested before. She's never done drugs, but she supported me.
that's great.
Because I'm going to be able to raise her two kids when they come to America.
All right. Well, excellent.
She's from Nigeria,
Okay.
Lagos,
Okay.
South Africa.
Excellent. Well, I'm happy for you. I'm glad that it's over. The case is dismissed. Miss Ivory, you're going to give them the keys on how we do the expungement and all that,
Yes.
sealing the record.
Yes.
But congratulations. Nothing but success to you.
Got a lot more doors open once my record gets smudged.
Absolutely. Don't.
I'm going into law enforcement.
There we go. Don't forget about East Cleveland. Come back and say hello.
Really? All right.
All right. You take care.
It's something I've always wanted to do when I was younger,
Yep. You still got time.
I appreciate it.
Take care.
What about
The success story.
Your Honor, I think he has 5 minutes.
Yeah, $304.
Oh, yeah. Go to the clerk's office. They'll be releasing that for you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Albert Jones. 18 CRB 01110. Mr. Jones, how are you? Absolutely. Merry Christmas, all that good stuff. Oh, really? Okay. I don't normally get cards, but I appreciate that. All right. Excellent. Appreciate it. Miss Ivy?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Jones also successfully completed the drug court program. He's writing songs. At the last drug court event, he even sung and entertained. But he's doing a lot of church music. He's invited me to a couple of his performances at his church, but they always conflict with my church or the Cleveland Browns. So I can't
Right.
to hear him sing, but at his church anyway. But he never was violated on drug court. Not sure what his sobriety date is, but he did excellent. I think he returned to school. Is that right, Mr. Jones? Yeah.
All right.
Back to school, so. And you wouldn't remember him from when he was in here.
Wow.
Before Your Honor.
See, and that's why we do everything we do for these types of moments where you do it successfully. So I really appreciate you, and I'm proud of you. Thank you for the card. I appreciate that.
The Lord, she was disrespecting me and stuff. So I would say, party head, everything.
Uh-huh.
Gave everybody cards and stuff. Yeah, I'm glad to see you and stuff, you know.
See, that's how you do
I'm
it.
respecting them.
That's right.
You know, that's what I'm listening.
And it leaves a good impression.
Good impression.
Absolutely.
Even when I was on medical leave, Your Honor, he sent me a medical. He sent me get well card.
Okay, excellent. Shows his character. All right. Well, I'm going to close the case. You just-
Yes, we dismiss the fines and costs.
Absolutely. We will do that for you. Merry Christmas to you.
Like you said, so, come hear me sing most of my music and stuff. It's out there, by matter of fact, because somebody called me about 2 hours ago by my music and stuff.
All right.
Yeah. I never met him and stuff, they heard my music.
Miss Ivy, let me know. We'll go check them out together.
Oh, that's good, that's good.
All right. After the Brown season, which is ending shortly. So, all right. Thank you. Take care. Freddie Dumas. 19 CRB 01435. So Dumas, this was a charge where they alleged that you called 911 for a non-emergency. And this happened on or about December 1st. The city has amended it to a minor misdemeanor. So it goes from being a first-degree misdemeanor where you could have gotten jail time and a $1,000 fine to a minor misdemeanor, which carries no jail time and a maximum of $150 fine. How do you plead to that minor misdemeanor? All right, tell me what was happening.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I did call, you know what I'm saying, on, like 3 times. But every time I call, they treat it like it's just a regular call. The last time I had to call them 3 times. By the time they got there, I'm standing there with like 6 inches of line just hanging in my hand.
Okay.
From it, you know what I'm saying? So, yes, I was kind of upset, you know what I'm saying, that, you know what I'm saying, that the something kept asking me, is this a yes? Because this woman is actually, you know what I'm saying, that's why I'm trying to, I called the second time to see if anyone was coming.
All right.
And then that's when I asked, I said, well, how do I go about getting this person, you know what I'm saying, evicted out of my house, But I never called just to make a personal call.
So something was going on at the time between you and the person?
Yes.
So it wasn't just for an eviction, it was an emergency. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna accept your plea. It'll be 0 fines and costs, but just be careful because I have these cases that come, and most times they result in some type of fines and costs, but I'm gonna take your word that it really was an emergency. But just be careful, at least when you call, that at least there's no disrespect or arguing back and forth so they don't call the police on you, all right? But you're free to go. Take care. All right. For a while. Lawrence Lewis. 19 CRB 00585. Mr. Lewis, good morning or good afternoon. Miss Ivory.
Yes, Your Honor, for the record, before you is Lawrence Lewis. Mr. Lewis is placed on probation. This is a dumping case.
Yeah.
And he worked the fine off. He's been downstairs in the information desk on the first floor of this building. That's where he worked off his fine. And in doing so, doing a great job, he now has a job with the city of East Cleveland at the information desk.
All right.
And we're asking that his probation be terminated. And he's also the gentleman that comes in back into the courtroom on Thursday morning.
Well, I appreciate that. We can't get nobody to dump the garbage around here, but at least you're doing that. So I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and close it. We see that you've gotten credit for the work that you've done financially, so the case is closed. All right, you take care. Merry Christmas. Kayla Greer. Ms. Greer, 18 CRB 00711. Good afternoon. Miss Ivory?
Yes, Your Honor. For the record, is Kayla Greer. Ms. Greer has complied with the terms of her probation. She completed anger management and counseling, including counseling services. I did receive a letter from them stating that she was successful, and it's my understanding she may continue. But that's her call on that. She has worked out her fines and costs. We're asking the probation to terminate it.
Ms. Greer, congratulations on doing what you're supposed to do. I appreciate it. And we will go ahead and close the case this time.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Take care. You too. Brianna Lawson. Ms. Lawson is 14 CRB 0110. 4. Good afternoon. Ms. Ivory, go ahead.
Yes, Your Honor, Ms. Lawson has successfully completed the cycle breaker program. She has paid the cycle breaker fee. We ask that her case be dismissed.
Ms. Lawson, congratulations on doing what you were supposed to do. We're going to go ahead and close the case. Ms. Ivory will give you the details, okay? Felicia Locke. Ms. Locke, good afternoon. 19 CRB 00265. This is Ms. Locke's case.
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Locke also completed terms of probation, anger management, and finished first. She has paid the cycle breaker fees in full. We're asking that her case be dismissed.
Ms. Locke, congratulations. Case is dismissed. All right. Take care. Archie Blaine. Mr. Blaine is 19 CRB 01194. Excellent. Good afternoon, sir. Ms. Ivory, is Mr. Blaine your case too? Or is Mr. Mellon?
It's one package.
Yeah, Mr. Blaine, I'm sorry, Mark Miller, East Probation Department for the record. Mr. Blaine is here being in good standing and has successfully completed his obligation with the court. His balance is 0, and we're asking him to be dismissed.
All right. Case will be terminated and closed probation-wise. You're free to go. Take care, sir. I think I have several of these. Got all the good times on the top. That's good. 19 TRC 00367. Is it Tajari Dunlop? How's your first name pronounced? Taja Ray. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, yeah.
Ms. Dunlap here, she's here having satisfied her obligation to the court. She successfully completed the CIP. At this point, though, she owes has a balance of 5.2, but we're asking that she be terminated and establish payment arrangements.
All right. So what I'll do, because you've done everything I've asked you to do, but you still owe your fines and costs, we can set up a payment plan for you. Make sure you just keep up with your payment plan so that your license don't go into any type of default status. But other than that, probation is terminated. Take care of your business on the fines and costs and be careful.
Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. Christine McKeever. McKeever. Filter what I say. Marcus Godfrey. Mr. Godfrey, 19 CRB 00787. This is a probation case. Go ahead, Mr. Medley.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Godfrey has completed his obligation. He's paid his fine for the license. He's took care of this. He's got a certification. He's took the class. The thing that's holding him up for actually technically getting the certification is the fact that he's on probation.
Okay.
All
So
right.
other than that, everything's
I have a
ready.
receipt for it. It's all set up. Once he gets the clear from here, then he can go ahead and get his license. And he has to do it back.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and end probation so that we don't be the cause of holding you up. So congratulations on doing what you're supposed to do and good luck going forward.
Now it'll be dismissed.
Yep, absolutely. Go ahead. So you had a question?
My firearm.
Now, as far as your firearm, I don't see that they the city asked for a forfeiture. So what you'd have to do is just put it in writing, asking for your weapon back, and put as much detail that you can on it, only because you don't want it to be a situation where they can't find it. So give me all the details. The clerk's office can give you the form. It's a blank form. You just fill it out, bring it back up here, and we'll go from there. All right. Take care, sir. Miss McKeever, come on up. 18 TRC 02185. Good afternoon. Mr. Medley.
Yes, Your Honor, Mrs. Keeler is here, having satisfied her obligation. This was initially a violation hearing, but she provided adequate documentation. In fact, one of the times she missed, she was actually having her baby. So,
Okay.
She brought in that documentation too when she brought the baby. But so we're asking she be terminated at this point.
Ms. McKeever, I'm going to go ahead and terminate it. You know, you could have just said, all right, I'm going to show up and have my baby on Mr. Medley, see what if he can handle that. So I'm glad you didn't do that. It was better that way. So I'm glad you did everything you're supposed to do. We're going to go ahead and terminate probation at this time. Take care. Be careful. William Beasley. Mr. Beasley's case is 19 CRB 01031. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Cyber?
Yes, Your Honor. Before you is William Beasley. Mr. Beasley has completed the terms of probation, which was done reporting and taking care of the fee. He has done that. We ask that this case be dismissed.
All right. No charges against you. The case will be dismissed at this time. Thank you for doing what you're supposed to do. Appreciate it. See Miss Ivory. This is different. Oh, this was there. Okay. What's this? Huh. Corey Stacy. You right. We cleared half of.
Your Honor, I'm sorry.
Yes.
He had a question about the return of his weapon.
Oh, same thing. So, fill out a motion, ask for the return of your weapon, because I don't see where they asked for it to be forfeited. Just include as much information as you can, so that I don't run into the problem of them claiming they can't find it or something like that. So, yep, if you can do that, we'll go from there. All right. You're welcome. Take care. You too. Appreciate that. Mr. Stacy, come on up.
Yeah, Mr. Stacy's here today, also having complied with the terms. He submitted the documentation. We had him complete 6 finished first classes. And other than that, he completely done. In fact, I have that installed.
Okay.
And at this time, we're asking that he be dismissed.
And was there the other case? Was there a TRC case? Okay. Yeah. I'm trying to see what was the information on this. Maybe not. Oh, this is this is probably one of is this Zach's signature? Is that Mr. Humphrey's signature? I think it is. Oh, okay. All right, so he has completed all the terms, right?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Stacy, thank you for doing that. And the case will be dismissed at this time. Take care. Yeah, same thing. Make sure you fill out a motion. Let me know what's going on as far as, because they didn't put any identifiers here. But again, they didn't ask for it to be forfeited either. That doesn't look like it was part of the agreement. So fill out the motion and ask for your weapon back. All right. So this was there was no probation on this one. This is the fines. Can you check, see if two others on this one? See if you did. We did it on the first one. 18 CRB 00770, DeMonte Davis. Good afternoon, sir. Mr. Medley. Yeah, thank you, sir.
Your Honor, Mr. Davis is here, having making great strides, I'd say, Your Honor, because when he first came in, he was had a whole different disposition. Since then, he's really he's displayed development, and he's come a long way with his family, with his personal issues, with his wife, his children. He's a family man now. He's working, And at this time, we was asking that he be dismissed.
All right, Mr. Davis, I'm going to go ahead and accept what the city has represented as far as your completion of the program. That's good. I'm glad you did all that. We're going to go ahead and dismiss the case this time, all right? Take care, sir. You're welcome. So there is no. Only if it has for or it has to be journalized. Like if I decide to make that a policy, I have to put it in a journal. Remember out there, me and you talked about that a while ago, but those are older. I think see his guy, I think his was the OBI attached to it. So, and then it all depends if the OBI is physical control worthy. You know, if you weren't drunk, maybe. I don't know. It's all depends, case specific. Antonio Gardner. Mr. Gardner's 19 CRB 00602. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Your Honor, Mr. Gardner is here today, having satisfied his obligations to the court. He took care of his fines and resting.
All right, Mr. Gardner, thank you for doing what you're supposed to do. The case will be dismissed.
All right, cool.
Mr. Melly, I have some information for you. Go ahead. You had a question?
Yeah, one quick question. I just wanted to know as far as about going to get my CCWs because I don't want to get arrested for, you know what I'm saying, having a firearm or anything.
Well, at this point, yeah, absolutely. At this point, the way the case was negotiated and resolved, you were in the cycle breaker program. So that means these particular charges are not against you. So that would allow you to go ahead and moving forward as far as if you want to get your CCW and all that, because this won't hold you back.
Next week.
Yeah, unless there's something else going on in some other court or something like that. But talk with Mr. Melly because you may want to give it an opportunity for your information to be sealed before you go and get denied. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so he'll give you that information. And this is one where I do see it. Yeah, it was a while ago. That's the misdemeanor charge. Mm-hmm. Corey Vaughn. Yeah, I looked at that. Mr. Vaughn, how are you today? Excellent.
This is a new charge.
It is? Oh, Mr. Vaughn. Well, hello. Still hello. Because you know it's always not guilty until city proves their situation. So in 19 CRB 01349, they're charging with a criminal trespass. We're going to enter a not guilty plea, right? Mr. Humphrey, you had a chance to speak with Mr. Vaughn, correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
And in 19 CRB 01344, same thing, not guilty. And what court date are we going to set? Oh, Courtney. Is Courtney here? All right, so we're going to, I brought those together, but it's the same charge, criminal trespass. We're going to keep them on the same pretrial day. What day? January 9th for both of you. Bailiff Hicks will give both of you a reminder for 9:30 on January 9th. All right, we'll see you back then, gentlemen. Yep. Were you here on those other ones? You always say. Right.
I was here for the sunset. But I will say this is a different building. So you said he can go back to the yard. So
Okay. Okay. What time we said at 9:30? I love East Cleveland. You should run for office. Man. Dwayne Jackson. Mr. Jackson, 19 TRC 04439. Good afternoon.
Your Honor, Mr. Jackson is here. He needed to complete his obligations as far as with his classes.
Okay.
He completed those. So he had to do it by 19th, I'm not mistaken. So he's good. He's completed those. He's good to be dismissed or terminated.
Mr. Jackson, you've done everything you were supposed to do.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
All right. And it looks like you do have a balance of fines and costs, right? You haven't taken care of that yet?
Yes, I've paid 3 payments. I just paid another today. I'm sorry, I guess make payment.
So we'll set it up where you can be on a payment plan to take care of that.
I think they laid Gabby on one.
Okay. Great.
I was about to say, I appreciate you.
Okay. Yep. And, bottom line, I just want to make sure, everybody's, especially, those of us, that we're doing everything so we excel and don't have any setbacks. That's all the key is.
Yeah, I've been doing the right thing. Like I say, been there for my little sister and everything like that. Just trying to, my life rough ride, but I've been
All right.
trying to stick with it.
All right. And it gets better. It really does. All right. So case is dismissed, or at least it's closed at this point. Continue with your payment plan and good luck going forward. All right. Take care. Same to you. Jameer Anderson. 18 CRB 00615. Good afternoon.
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Anderson's here. She's having completed the Finish First program, but at this time, we're asking that she be extended actually to March 26th. She hasn't completely prepared to.
Close out today?
Yes.
All right. So you spoke with Mr. Melly about that?
There's also, with the restitution insurance, that was need to be addressed in that, and that she's clear on her obligation as far as that.
All right. So we're going to extend it to the March docket 2020. All right. So you did you finish first? You do all those programs? Okay. All right. So we'll see you back there. All right. Take care. Calvin Williams. Mr. Williams, how are you? Well, this case is before I was here, right? Yeah. 10 CRB 01160.
Yes, Your Honor. He, Mr. Williams, that's why he's not on the recommendation sheet. I learned today that he was on the docket. However, Mr. Williams and I had spoke in March 15th, and I told him about the bond necessary for him to put up so he could get back on the docket. He did put up that bond. From the notes from he was originally with Mr. Henry. It appeared, and then when I talked to him in 2012, Your Honor, we came in, seemed to have been just a mix-up on him getting this assessment done with Murders Taylor.
Okay.
And most of it appeared to be on their end, not on his end. And I don't know if it was from frustration or what that he stopped reporting. I'm not sure. But it is a 2010 case, Your Honor. He did put up a bond. So we're just asking that probation be terminated.
Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and close it at this time. And it looks like you put up enough bond to take care of that old balance. So you'll get some money back.
Okay.
Other than that, take care. All right, same with you. Take care. 18 CRB 01302. Feeling cheek. Good afternoon.
Your Honor, Mr. Cheeks here. This is basically a status hearing. He was, he had his obligations to do. He has completed those. He's also completed, he also paid his fine. And he's been having some increase in health issues. See my recommendations. But, at this point, we're asking, it's this court's decision at this point.
Mr. Cheek is taking care of fines and everything.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Johnson, have you had any, you remember Mr. Cheek's case at all? Okay. Any new issues or anything to be brought to my attention?
No, new issues been brought to my attention.
All right.
He's been continuing to attend AA meetings, even though he doesn't have to at this point, but he has been, as far as support, he's been satisfied.
So basically, Mr. Cheek, it looked like technically when this case was resolved, or when we first got the plea and everything, you probably would have been off of probation looking at January. Yeah, thank you very much. January of this year. You know that's where your date was? Were you aware of that?
Yeah.
Okay, January 7th. So what I'll do with Mr. Melly's information, as well as considering what you're going through medically, we'll go ahead and close out the case at this point. So other than that, you don't have to deal with probation anymore. It looks like you don't owe us any fines and costs. So just be careful going forward, okay? Take care, sir.
He's been a faithful volunteer at the food bank as well. So we're
Excellent.
terminating probation at this point.
Excellent. Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
Take care. You're welcome. Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna have Maurice call you because I'm gonna do something on Monday, but I'm not sure. But I'm just gonna let you know in case you're available. You know, or somewhere around here. Nothing major, but you know, part of the family. Zentia Nickerson. Miss Nickerson, 19 CRB 00960. How are you?
Ms. Nicholson is here. She's being currently in good standing. She's good contact with probation department, and apparently she's here to establish restitution.
Okay.
The last time she was here, this case was resolved. I wasn't present, and the victim in this matter, Ms. Preciosa, was not here, and so the issue of restitution was never addressed. Ms. Preciosa is present. She submitted an invoice. There was no insurance paid. That's just the way the invoice was written up. So I will pass you a copy of it. And I think Ms. Preciosa would like to speak since she didn't get the opportunity.
Oh, you don't want to speak? Mr. Humphrey.
Your Honor, the only thing I would like to be heard on is I appreciate the fact that the city wants to say that's not the way it's written up, but the estimate clearly states that the customer paid nothing and that insurance paid everything. So
But it is the estimate.
that's-
I never got.
that's the way the estimate is written up. That's the evidence that's being produced to the court at this time, and I think the court's got to take it at face value.
All right. So just
That's not making no sense.
so we're clear, basically what I'm going to need and what defense counsel is saying, we have a couple of things going on here. In 19 CRB 00960, when this case was resolved, well, you can have an opportunity to hear it, or you may not have an opportunity to hear it. If you're talking while I'm talking, you'll be okay. You can't talk at all when I'm talking. A couple things, Miss McCullough and Miss Nickerson. When this was written up and probation established, because she's still on probation, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
There was no agreement to restitution at the time. I don't see that. I don't know if there was something different. So that's the first, and I don't know if that's Ms. Conwell was on this. Is there another defense attorney? So I don't know if that's
She may have been on it. In addition, I was not present. Ms. Himmons handled this case in my absence, and
all right.
just kind of,
So real quick, I don't want to speak for anyone. What I will do is ask Ms. McCullough, how much time do you need so that you can speak with the victim and come. And obviously, if you're looking for restitution, in all fairness, this has to be the part that says customer pay. There has to be an amount. If it's insurance, then we know insurance. Everyone, all the professionals in here know that insurance has their way of seeking subrogation, and it's not through. They don't use individual people to represent them. If they wanted to get their money back, they would do it themselves. So, what we'd have to do for the victim to get some restitution, first step is to see where she's actually paid. That's the first one, and then, without even going there, I would like to have it set on Mr. Humphrey's docket, because then we'd have to have a discussion, because I don't have that as a part of the first plea agreement. So that's another challenge.
Well, I don't think the work was actually done, so there has been no pay by an insurance company or her, because the work hasn't been done.
Okay.
Right? It's just, I just gonna ask him the first.
Put back.
All right. So, long story short, what I'm going to do is, obviously you're on probation, which means you have to continue doing what you're supposed to be doing on probation. Ms. McCullough, I'm going to give it from you and Ms. Prezioso. If you would like to have a hearing so we can just have a moment to deal with restitution, I'd like counsel to be here. And just normally, I'm just going to state what normally I would expect. If it hasn't been paid, obviously we would want a couple of estimates just so we can, see what the issue is. I just want to give everybody a chance to discuss it. And then whatever it is, if there's restitution and there has to be part of the order, it'll be part of the order, but at least your attorney will have a chance to represent you in that regard.
I don't want to pay restitution without any proof.
Yeah.
Pictures, all of that.
Yeah, so. Well, just in general, between everybody, again, especially when we come back, no one talks when I talk, and then at the end of the day, once what's ever presented to me, the question becomes what 9 yards do I need? Because I'm the one that's making the decision. You don't make the decision, so I'll make the decision. But counsel, he'll assist you through that, and we'll get to the bottom of it. Do we need to set a date now, Ms. McCullough, to give Ms. Prezioso a chance to get everything we need? And Mr. Humphrey, when's Mr. Humphrey coming back? Let's set this for the 16th at 9:30, and we'll work through it, because it looks like there's a couple of obstacles that I see, but I'm sure we'll get through it. And you're still doing probation? We'll set it for the 23rd at 9:30. All right. So have a seat for a moment so we can get you a reminder for the 23rd. And we'll see. Right? You may have to do a lawsuit because it wasn't part of it. So I'll let you do what you do. Right. Right, exactly. That's why it may work out. All right, so we'll see you on the 23rd. Bailiff Warford to give you a reminder. All right. Lachey Eldridge.
Your Honor, violator has last reported August
Bailiff
7th.
Hicks. Bailiff Hicks. So 19 CRB 00859. Go ahead.
Yes, she last reported August 7th, and before that it was September 24th. Other than that, an individual has not attended finish first and does not appear to take the court order serious. And I notice it looks like the fine hasn't been applied. So at this time, Your Honor, court decision. Not being sentenced to 2 days jail.
Okay. So, Ms. Eldridge, what's going on? Why haven't you done what the court's ordered?
I just graduated from my trade school, and my job, they would not let me call off my work early to
Why didn't you notify probation so that he can make some type of arrangements for you?
Okay.
You didn't do that?
No, I didn't know that.
What are you working at 2 to 10 at?
I work in solar for Nestle.
All right, so a couple of things to keep in mind, Ms. Eldridge, because these are serious charges. Not only if this you were put in a position where this could be off your record. If you work for Nestle, and obviously I would want you to provide that for Mr. Melly, the proof that you work there. That's a good company to work for. You don't want to lose your job on a technicality because you had some mistake you made in East Cleveland that the judge was going to give you a break on anyway. All you have to do is comply. So you don't lose your job for that reason. And then also, the other option is for me to put you in jail. So my first thought when I looked at the original charges, I said, okay, I'm gonna put her in jail over the weekend, but I'd rather not do that. I'd rather give you an opportunity to bring in your work information, and then we got to figure out to get you back on probation. In fact, there's a program we have starting up next year. Because I even gave you a chance, gave you an opportunity to do some of your work online via email with probation. You remember that?
Yes, I don't have a laptop.
Okay. So you don't have a way to be on the computer or anything like that. All right. Ms. Ariana?
Yeah, I just want to say, I don't know if her hours are 2 in the afternoon to 10 at night.
Yes.
Yeah, because we have probation starts at 8:30 in the morning,
Okay.
12:30. So there's plenty of time for her to report if she works in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So that's not a reason not to report.
And you don't have email right now?
I have the email.
Okay, and you get it through your phone?
Yes.
All right. So, Ms. Eldridge, this is what I'm going to do. So I'm gonna look at this as an opportunity to keep you from going to jail and keep you from losing this break I'm trying to give you. And this is because this is the first time I'm having you up on this violation. I'm going to go ahead and just continue you with probation. You're going to have to schedule some time to meet with Mr. Medley, and even if it's in the early morning, so we can get this all back set up. Bring in your information about your work so we know what your schedule is generally. And then even with that, some of the stuff that I was going to have you do via distance or online, I mean, if you have email and if you're able to get that through your phone, it's the same difference. You can still work that information, but you got to complete the program. Or one, this is going to be on your record, or two, the next time you're in front of me on a violation, you're looking at least 2 or 3 days in prison or jail, not prison, but jail. And that, you don't want to do that. You don't want to mess up your job with that. Go ahead, Mr. Medley.
And of course, I mentioned her about the yoga option. At least put that in effect, and we can start getting some credit towards it.
Yeah.
And then there's a library also. People go to libraries all the time and work on those computers for free.
So, Ms. Eldridge, what he was saying, for your type of case, there are many options the way you can complete some of the terms of probation. We have the stuff we can do via email. You know, there's worksheets and things you'll have to complete. You still have to report. There are classes you can actually physically come to that we provide. And then there's even the option of, for your type of case, where you can attend some of the yoga classes that are on the weekend. The reason for that, because that also helps with a change of perspective and things like that. It's a lot more than just a physical practice. So those are all the different ways that you can complete this so that you don't have anything on your record. So that's what I want you to do. But the biggest thing is make sure you communicate with him so that he knows what's going on. Because if it's like, hey, today is something's going on, I'm not going to be able to make it. But if you never make that call, and I'm not saying he's going to be perfectly happy with the call, but at least you can say, I called, I communicated, and then the two of you can reset. But when you don't communicate, the only option is jail or being reduced from the program, okay? All right, so I'm going to continue probation, stay in touch with Mr. Melly so we can get back on track. Mr. Melly, all those options still exist for it, and we'll go from there.
Okay.
All right. Oh, you want him to give it back? The lace out there. Can you do me just one favor?
No.
Can you help OC take a picture of you?
You want me to do what?
And take a picture of you with the bag? Yeah, because it's one of the Dawson gives. It's like so just put your best smile on it. We're like this. Jarvis. Just not look up, just not down. So Mr. Medley, so we have the ladies program starting in January, so that's all. We got to get on track with that. Plus, we need to somehow identify all the people who have the email and online options, so I can make sure you have that material. But if so, if they want it, we'll get it for them. All right. Bobby Nelson. Mr. Nelson, 19 CRB 00874. Mr. Nelson, when you did like this, it made your case come to the top. I saw that over there, Miss Ivory. Miss Ivory, like, why are you doing that to me? I'm not calling the cases. Miss Ivory, let's go.
Yes, Your Honor, before you is Bobby Nelson. Mr. Nelson has complied with the terms of probation. From when I did the recommendation, Your Honor, he came in today and paid the $19.
Okay.
He is at a zero balance.
That's all he owed? All right.
That was, he had paid, but it had been misapplied
Okay.
to another case he had, so.
All right.
We took care of it.
So we'll go ahead and, at this point, consider that you've done everything I asked you to do. The case will be dismissed at this time, all right? Take care, sir. You speak, Miss Ivory. Yes, isn't just termination probation?
Yes.
So what, was it a cycle breaker case?
He had been in a drug court program.
Okay,
If
so-
you remember, and, he went through part of the program, but they saw that his need, he didn't have the drug court needs. The Judge Moore had wanted me to make sure that you knew that he had complied, even though he did not complain and all of that.
Okay.
And so you set it for a status hearing for him to come back today.
All right.
And for him
Well, excellent. Thank you, sir. All right, you take care.
Great.
So he was removed? He was removed? So what does this mean? I'm selling it right there. Giovanni Howard. 18 CRB 01041. Mr. Howard, good afternoon. Mr. Medley?
Yes, Your Honor, he's being here as being non-compliant. He hasn't reported to probation. He failed to complete men empowerment. He hasn't attended finish first. He has a balance still, and we were asking him to be sentenced at this point.
All right, so Mr. Howard, tell me what's going on from your perspective.
I think it was in September or November. I came in court with Mr. Nevin. I think it was Ivory or some lady that told me that he was on trial. I mean, on trial or something, like a case. And then I came in court with one time. I did. I was back and forth from the girl who I'm on probation with now, back and forth from her house because I was in between two houses, studying getting my stuff from over there, moved back in with my mom, trying to get my spot together, a whole bunch of stuff. And the fact that it was brought to my attention that I couldn't even start power first until I was done with men empowerment. I ain't having no conversation still to get down there to men empowerment.
Yeah, he last reported Your Honor in September.
What day was that?
Just September 10th.
Okay.
He had the obligation of, I'm refresh to remember. Sorry. He was given the
with that
the benefit of working out there with Chief Sanders.
I went up there that day.
Did he work with
And he went up there. He said his version that he went up
I
there
even
early and
came
didn't
back
see
and told her
anybody.
that I went up there that day. I had video proof and everything on my phone.
I see.
There was a man up there working at the park. I guess he worked for Forest Park, and he was saying something about there was no reports of exclusive probation up there that day. I went early that morning, like at 7 o'clock.
Okay.
He was up there picking up trash and everything. It was tents out there, garbage, everything. I was up there, standing up there for like 20 minutes. I left at like 7:20.
I last talked to him. He said, I told him,
I didn't know what time to start. I said I was gonna be up there early, and I did. So I was my word. I was up there early for sure.
that he was gonna do men empowerment, and then he said he'll take care of it. So that's the last time I heard from him.
Miss Howard, have a seat for a moment. But I'm saying the German is cycle breaker. So that's not right. It should just be probation terminated. You just take it out. Probation terminated. Dwayne Golden. Mr. Mr. Golden, 19 CRB 00165. How are you, sir? Good.
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Golden is here, having not being compliant. Probationer, he's been on probation since April this year. He has not completed any assigned tasks, and he has, every time he reported, there's been a reason why he couldn't. He gets jobs and somehow he loses them, because due to either his work being poor or just, I don't know, misunderstanding. He has a job now. He works in Bedford. He's been there for what, 3 weeks or more? And when I asked, what happened as far as with Circle Health, he had told me that he just didn't get around to it as far as going to Circle Health for one of his immediate obligations.
Circle Health? What was
Yes,
that
for assessment, drug and alcohol assessment.
All right.
There was line 2 down.
Let's go. You can have a seat for a moment.
He has a balance too. We're asking the court for it too.
All right. Teron Burgeon, 18 CRB 01256. Mr. Burgeon, good afternoon.
Your Honor, Mr. Burns here on the status hearing. He's been on probation a year now. He's a cycle breaker. He was ordered to do have 2 obligations. One was management, the other investment. He's been getting treatment for Murders Taylor for both. As far as that, he's been a faithful reporter. He's went to also he's done some anger management also with Mr. Williams. He's been in good standing. He comes every month. Situations tend to come his way, but he deals with them in a good way. He has mental assessments as far as Murders Taylor. He's been having counseling for that, but this will be ongoing. So at this point, he's been in good standing. He's working with the counselors there. Murders Taylor, there's been some miscommunication and there's been some with that whole with Murders Taylor in general. They've been doing some mixing around, moving around in there, and it's been kind of different, unusual working with them. But through all that, again, he's been in good standing. He's been going to them constantly, whether he has bus passes or not. He's been making it there. And but at this point, though, it's a status hearing, and he does just have to find, but we're at this point, his court's decision. Which
so with the status, are you?
He's done what he needed to do.
All right. So you're ready to either get him off probation?
Well, it's fines. He has a fine issue.
Okay. Yeah, I see. Is $93?
Yeah, he's a cycle breaker. Yes. So it's at this point, he gets a check. Well, actually, have you established this as how
I'm waiting for them to send a check in here. For the lady, she told me maybe probably about 2 or 3 more weeks I should receive it.
He's been working on that for at least 6 months now.
So, Mr. Burgeon, I got a quick option. Either the case can be resolved just as is. You would have this on your record, but the cycle breaker program, there is a balance that you owe for that to be effective. That's $93. If you want to continue your case and give you a chance to take care of that $93, we can have your reporting changed to inactive where you can call in. That way you can get this off your record. Otherwise, we can resolve the case. This is still be on your record because all the terms of the cycle breaker program wasn't taken care of as far as financial. Are you concerned about having this on your record, or how do you want to proceed?
I think it just going my way.
Okay. All right. Because what I'm going to do is, as far as the balance, any balance that you owe, you can do a payment plan, but I'm going to close your probation. And I will say this, just because you're kind of a different case than what I've been calling. I mean, the key is that you try to do the stuff I asked you to do. I mean, the worst thing is to stand before a judge having not even tried to do what I asked you to do. That's just crazy. But you're not in that situation. You did the best you could, and I appreciate that.
I'm sorry, I'm not exactly sure if he's fully understanding.
Well, that's, I would love to know that before I call him. I mean, it's only $93, so,
yeah.
And it's hard for me to fully address that with him on the bench. Did you want to talk to him for a moment?
Okay, well, if he wants to, he can call in. If he doesn't understand it, he can just call in by just being down before. He can just call in to report.
Yeah, that way,
Understand that?
Mr. Medley, what he's trying to do is put you in a position where you can complete the. But do you understand that, or you need some more information? You want me to talk to you in a second? I can call a couple of cases and call you back up. That way you can have a chance to fully understand.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Have a seat for a moment. Rashawn Moore.
How you doing,
Mr. Moore, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Excellent. 16 CRB 00413. Let me see, where are we? Have you been going to the MEG classes?
Yes, I have. I missed one and I called though, because I wasn't feeling good. I was throwing up. I ate something the night before that though, but I've been going, and I'm going this week too.
All right.
Your Honor, this was here for a status hearing for the court case that was on 12/4 at the county.
What happened with that one?
Well, they continued it though. They're between me and you, I'm getting a runaround. At first they were supposed to nobody show up. Then it's supposed to be dismissed. Now they're saying no, it's a hearing now. That was a hearing. Now they're saying okay, we're gonna go to trial, but nobody's showing. It's the 9th. Nobody's probably gonna show up anyway. But the thing is though, that I can't get this felony, because that'll mess my housing up. But so I'm fighting this case.
All right.
And my lawyer said no show, maybe the first time or two, and it'll be resolved. And plus, through my mental health, there's a program I'm about to start though, where they deal with depression and cycle building, something similar to you too though.
Okay.
Works with anger and works with dealing with situations, and it's a group setting just like yours.
All right. So what I'm going to do, Mr. Moore, this case has been going on since 2016. And I do have good notes here from our last hearing. I remember you had witnesses come and testify as to what you've been doing and where you are. Basically, what happened was, as you know, when we ended this case, there was a plea of no contest. There was a term of probation. You had gotten credit for 14 days you had spent down in jail. And then there was an MEG class. At this point, I'm going to terminate probation. I'm going to let you deal with the situation you got going on downtown, continue working on getting yourself built back up and together. So this won't be another burden on you. This case is closed. Probation is closed. If you owe any money, we can work with you on a payment plan. It looked like there was a fine. It's a big fine. You must have made me mad on that day because it was a big fine.
Well, you know what though? That was before you started the cycle building. And
Okay.
You were being tougher then.
Okay.
Because you gave me that 5. Hey, look, no, you gave me that 5, but you gave me a leniency of that 1 month.
Right.
Probate. You know what I mean? You
Right.
didn't give me the 6.
Right.
I was pissed off at the time because my dad, and hold up with this situation. But I just want to ask you a question.
Go ahead.
can that be amended off my record, or should I just?
This one here?
Yeah, can it be? Posted?
As of right now,
I want some clarity.
that's not how it was set up back then.
Oh,
It's 6 months after, a year after you come off paper.
Well, I don't know if DVs are even allowed. Yeah.
Oh, but
So
it's
yeah.
still on the record for everything.
Yeah. So that.
Oh, wow.
So the best thing with that is, it's like I got a little hole I'm in, but you got to, proceed that way. So,
Right.
but the good news is that we're closing probation at this time.
Thank you.
So keep doing the right thing. And take care.
Thank you.
All right.
God bless you.
God bless you too.
All right.
And you'll do it. LaShawn Thomas Beal. Ms. Beal, good afternoon.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, go ahead. This is Ms. Beal.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Ms. Beal is here today. She has served her time on probation. She was inactive. She's had some illness, chronic illness, and she was on light duty, basically, and she didn't report she was inactive. But at this time, we're asking, she has a balance, and we're asking she set up a payment arrangement, and she be terminated.
So probation will be closed,
Thank you.
and we can set up a payment plan for any balance, okay?
No problem.
All right, you take care of yourself, all right?
I'm trying to, and just to let you know, thank you for everything. And I just accepted a position over at WIL. I'm their head cook. So
All right. All right. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you so much.
Mhm. Aren't you interested? What about everybody else? We got Burgess, we got those two. What about the? All right. Miss Irene and Mr. Medley, I have to recall Mr. Golden and Mr. Howard, and then I'm done. I don't, saying you have any more files. So I'm gonna call these cases and figure this out.
Yes. These were set prior in court.
Okay.
These, Mitchell and Morris.
Okay.
They were preset.
So what I'll do is give them a chance to grab those. So basically, I'm trying to figure out. That's that. I'm sorry. All right. Mr. Golden, come on up. Let me deal with that first. So, Mr. Golden, again, so I had you sit down because I'm just trying to figure out at this point, how much jail time I should give you. because my last probation entry said that if you violated probation, that my result was going to be jail time, and that was in March. So I'm trying to figure out, I mean, is there any?
Can I please say something?
Yeah, I'm trying to find out, is there any reason for me not to send you to jail right now?
The
Because
only reason why I wasn't, I have every intention of complying with you. I always come, and if I haven't, and a few times I didn't make it, I came and he told me to, and I brought whatever he needed me to bring, except for this last time. But a lot of things have been happening, and I just was trying to take everything in stride, and I want to do everything, but got kicked out the house. So now my kids and my whole family is living in one room in the attic. And like I told Mr. Melly, my family comes first. That's the most important thing to me. Same thing I told you when I came in front of you in March. My family is the most important thing to me. I want to do right by y'all, but I got to do right by them first. Please, that's all I'm asking.
Well, Your Honor, to add on to that, he wasn't coming when he's supposed to. He would come late and be dang with no excuse, or he would come the next day. It was always something, you know, I never knew what I was going to get each month. He did state that he was sleeping in, you know, the driveway. He was home, but he just provided for his kids to make sure they had a place to kind of give and take. He's sleeping in the driveway or in the car while they stay in the home. He is going through some issues. He's currently on the bus. I don't know what's going on with his attitude as far as his family so much important that he's worrying about them that he can't do his jobs, that he gets a job and he gets fired. He gets a job and gets fired. Like we're talking like days or weeks. A few weeks later, he's getting, you know, fired. So I don't understand that he's really not communicating with probation. But you know, again, this is his court's decision.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to cause no issues, but that's not completely true.
all
My
right,
notes
I
say-
missed one. The first time I missed was in April because of my mom's funeral. I brought the thing on. The second time I missed was because I started a new job from 6 to 6, and I wasn't able to make it, and I brought that for him. The whole schedule was printed out for the whole year. And he told me
he provided his
things
schedule.
like that. And I had that job for a few months. And I'm not saying that my work history is perfect. Like I said, I've been going through a lot of stuff, losing people. I'm not built for none of this stuff. So my spiritual health is tested, my emotional health has been tested, my mental health has been tested. I'm just trying to do.
what hours are you working now?
Right now, I have a directed garment vision with me and my friends.
Because here's the deal. Look,
Because I told him that the last time.
He stated that
the fact
he's doing
he said I was
better
working
at this point, as far as this new business that he said he's doing. But
I've
again,
been
it
paying her
reports.
mom, because that's where they're staying at. They're staying in her mom's attic. I've been paying her rent for them to be in there. That's why I went from being inside the car to going in there, because I was able to give her something for us being there.
all right,
I
so
was trying to get them out of there.
here's the thing. Honestly, I'm just gonna be honest. For you and Mr. Howard, like even for me, like I said, it's just a matter of me figuring out why not to send you to jail. Because on both of you, I'm like, I mean, I'm just being honest with you. I'm listening to you, but I just want to be honest with you now. I'm talking now, so you know, I gave you a chance. I'm just, you know, I'm hearing your situation, and then I look in Mr. Howard's case, and I see I've given him opportunities, and it's like there's only so many opportunities I can give. It's only a couple ways to make it through this probation thing. One is to do everything the judge is telling you to do. The only other way is to fully communicate with the probation officers so that they fully understand, so they don't send me reports like this. You see what I'm saying? Like the only other way is for them to understand exactly what you're going through. And if you're not communicating that, and if it's not believable, or then they're going to send this to me. I mean, you know, I don't know why the day matter. I mean, I'm looking, it's 19th. I don't want to send nobody to jail on December 19th, you know, Christmas next week. I really don't. So that's my only struggle. Is like, man, I didn't want to have to send anyone to jail. I want to give you guys a chance to do what I asked you to do, because it's not that hard. It's not, I'm not saying your life is not that hard, but I'm saying to decide not to go to jail, because what you don't want to do is I can understand what you're saying, but you got to figure out, how do I put my family first without going to jail, because then I'm not even here for them. You see what I'm saying? You have to figure out that balance, and I can't make it for you, right? Because I don't know all the details, but you got to figure it out. So if it's, while you got your business, the garment business, at some point you have to, okay, I need to negotiate this time so that I'm doing something that probation asked me to do. You got to figure that out. Because I only have that option or sending you both to jail, which is why I told both of you to sit down, because I was just going to, call you last and send you to jail. But I don't have any more files right now, so it kind of delayed my decision. I'm calling you back up here. Now I'm in a position where I'm negotiating against myself on sending you to jail. You know what I'm saying? That was my decision. So let me ask you a question. What I would like in these types of situations, if this guy is... Miss Mel, you can come on up. I don't want to exclude Mr. Bradley. I want to exclude him, but I don't. What I would like, I don't know, this is hard to say. It's like, I do remember like when you had probationers that you care, but you cared about, and you would go different extents to find out what's going on. Like if his story is true, if we knew it to be true, then that's an exception. If you're living in a car and you're living in an attic and you got 3 kids, I don't know how we can make this work, but maybe that's something that during the day that can be a visit to find out. You know what I'm saying? Because I wouldn't want to see any man in jail who's struggling that hard. But if it's, so there were times where you would go and check on people. I don't know what the cases were, what made you do that, what pulled your heartstrings. But
Deidre used to do it.
Not even a check on as like, not a check on as a violation, but a check on, hey, can I come talk to you? Not so I'm about to come arrest you. I'm coming to, But if he's struggling like that, put him in jail wouldn't assist him at all. But I don't know that. He didn't tell me anything.
But the thing was, he was supposed to get an assessment. He never got around to it. Well, I don't know. You can be drinking heavily and messing up on the job, or drinking heavily and can't stay in the house for whatever reason. I understand he is working with his family, trying hard. We going on. He's been on long enough.
So how many kids is this?
I think it's
What does she do for a living?
2.
What does she do for a living?
I'm not sure exactly what his wife does.
They not getting no assistance, no anything.
Yeah, see, I'm trying to figure out
the big picture is she stays with the mom, but the mom don't want him in the house.
So he's gonna have to fight for them.
Right, so she
have to have a place to stay. He don't have a place to stay.
Right, and he keeps
sleeping in a car.
Right.
They have a place to stay. That's what it sounds like.
And his job now, supposedly, now he's got his own business, so he can be flexible. Before he was working.
Howard's something different. That's something.
Howard
ain't gonna do anything. But he can make it from the baby mama house to his mother house back and forth, but he can't make it to where he need to go. It's too
And just one of this is, we never were able to get the OPATA training, neither he or I, which is necessary for us to be going out doing home visits and stuff like that.
What, so you can shoot if you have to? That's what you mean?
No, it's just certain training.
It's not social skills. It's weapons, right?
Because you don't know what you're walking into.
Let me say that if a probation is that bad, and we don't have to do it. I'm just saying, when we have probation hearings, I want to be able to have a big picture. I don't want to be able to be debating with people on facts that we don't know about. So whatever we need to do, maybe it's meetings with them prior to the violation, but I don't want it only to be about having weapons to go out. If you don't feel safe, then we don't want to go out. Because having a weapon going to mean it's going to be a shootout. That's not safe. I wouldn't want to put you in a shootout. So if that's a bad probation, we don't want to do it anyway. But I'm saying if this man is saying all these things about his social environment, that could be a barrier to completing anything. But the way y'all talking, it don't sound like it's necessarily true. But I'm saying if he's living in an attic, got all these kids, losing jobs, yeah, I wouldn't necessarily make it to an assessment on time. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm not. If someone's rock bottom and I don't want to throw him in jail without knowing a bigger picture. You see what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. I'm just trying to figure out how can we figure in some of these cases.
Did he tell
this
you
this one don't qualify for that. I'm talking this guy.
Did he tell you any of that?
Yeah.
He told you?
It's all in the note.
Yeah, so like, I don't know what we can do as proof, but I'm just saying, just maybe calling somebody, verifying this.
Line 2, no.
Whose car is it?
I believe it's her car, his wife's car. She uses the car.
See, because if I'm sleeping in a car, an assessment is the last thing I'm on. I'm just saying. So I'm just, not that it shouldn't be.
So she gives
but I'm just saying.
So she gives him a key, sleep in the car.
Yeah.
While we in the kids go to the house.
While they in the house, but at her mom's house. The mom don't want him
So he's
there.
not providing for his family.
I don't know. He's doing what he can, I guess. You know, you know, I'm sure it's probably some great deal of truth to it. But I mean, for him to not tell me I didn't get around to it, why you didn't do assessment?
Right.
I didn't get around to it. It's just the wrong answer. And he's been on probation all this long.
So even with him, so he's been on probation since what, 19? So the question now is, I mean, what is the assessment? I mean, other than making him do some things that we think he needs, I mean, if we even get a 7, it don't sound like he wants any treatment anyway. He's not gonna make it through the treatment either.
Yeah. I don't even know what the issue is with him.
He spent 7 days in jail.
What was the charge?
The charge was domestic violence amended to a disorderly conduct back in that time.
And that might be
because
why
the city prosecutor made a record of refusal to assist. They have 4 children and they're trying to get a job.
The mother may not want him.
So I mean that was back then.
But that's for our mama, man. Mama, man. She doesn't want to know.
They get some type of assistance from the government. She got 4 kids.
But she seems to be okay.
I think they should probably have assistance.
Right.
Ms. Johnson, have you had any contact with anyone in regard to Mr. Golden lately? That was a DV amended to this.
Judge, he got all new gear. So he okay.
This one?
Yeah. Look at the brand cast stuff. And he ain't stuff. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
It seemed like he gave up after the cleanup thing. Like he was like, forget it. Who he called Howard. Like he told me, well, I'm just gonna figure it out. I said, well, you had your chance. Judge said he's gonna look out for you to get them in empowerment. He said, well, I just figured it out. I said, okay.
You know, I'm talking about him. He got all new gear.
I don't know, like investing.
That's the brand new this year.
Is it? Are you
Well,
sure?
So this is the 50th anniversary.
It didn't stand out to me.
As soon as I got it. So that's the 50th anniversary this year. It's all new stuff.
So look, what you gonna do?
Am I right? Yes.
That don't look too
So
good.
he ain't starving.
You can get the minis out. Well, if you go there and get it to
He
you,
sells that stuff though. He makes it. I
That's
don't know
the
that,
business.
but I know he makes it.
That's the business.
He's doing better, he said. So maybe he's financially in a better position at this point. I don't know. I've seen him driving the car before.
All right. So what this one to do for both of these guys, they'll have to comply. And if they don't, I'm putting here they're doing 90 days in jail. If any of them fail any other requirements at this point.
Because my thought, just me, if you ain't working enough, you got to have me do everything on that sheet.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah, if it's not done,
that's not an
it's not
excuse.
done. If they come back having not done, they're supposed to do.
That's what they got.
Yeah. So far. Give Howard, I mean, we have to sleep talking, but he was there at 7 a.m. 7:20. I wrote here that I was going to provide 31st, but like, I'm not going to provide him with anything because I do see he has on. We got Louis belt, Gucci belt on. But I put here I was going to give him $30.
Mm-hmm.
Did we give him any money?
He never
showed
showed.
up for me.
Right.
When was he supposed to show up at? Park? Oh, that was
Holiday.
okay.
To go to Mr. Williams.
Okay. So he has to finish first in MEG. If he messes up, it's 90 days in jail.
He's done 7 so far, but I don't know if Mr. Williams wants to start him on.
And they start back in January. Not no more this year. They start back January 1st, whatever day that is.
And what about for him? You want him to start in January to get back on track, Mr. Gold?
Yes, completely on you. Yeah.
All right.
It doesn't matter.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
All right.
As far as Mr. Williams, he has to do the assessment first.
Who, Ms. Golden?
Yes.
All right. So, Mr. Golden, I'm going to address you and Mr. Howard at the same time. And I'm going to write this here. So, Mr. Golden is 19 CRB 00165. Mr. Howard is 18 CRB 01041. For both of you, what I'm going to do is, after talking with probation and considering, I'm going to give you both one more opportunity to finish everything that you're supposed to do on probation. And I'm going to write here that if you don't do what you're supposed to do, and I believe Mr. Melley's going to tell you, I think that starts in January. I'm not sure. He'll tell you the details. But I'm going to write here is going to be 90 days in jail, flat out. You know what I mean? I'm gonna give you another opportunity. You got, and for you, the biggest challenge I think is to communicate with him everything that's going on as best you can, because if you communicated with him correctly and he understands, you know, that's your key. You know what I mean? But I'm giving you that opportunity right now. You know, just, you know, for you, it's just getting the assessment. And was he working with Mr. Williams?
No, you know, he didn't even get the assessment.
All right.
He told me to do that after the assessment.
All right. So yeah, so for both of you, honestly, I mean, you know, I'm trying to look out for you. The bottom line is, for both of you, you got the decision. It's in your hands right now. You can do the little stuff that Judge Dawson is asking you to do that does nothing but make you better, because we all can use information. That's why I have these people up here. I'm wearing the black robe, but I'm listening. I'm asking Ms. Johnson, has she had this discussion? I'm asking these two, and because you can always learn from people. So these programs that I send you to is not to waste your time. It's to give you skills and tools, even if it's one little skill that you pick up that can change your life. So for both of you, continue with probation. If you violate any of the terms at this point, it's 90 days. All right. All right. You got it? Ms. Melly, you need to see any of them before we?
No, Your Honor, they just need the report to pick up on the report days. They know their days. Don't we?
All right, gentlemen. Good luck. Happy holidays to you. That's I didn't want to, you know, I'd rather you go out this way than go down that way. So you both free to go. Okay. Do we have you cannot ask me. You cannot stand up in the court and walk to the microphone. Not at all. You have a seat. We'll get somebody over to talk to you in a second. Does he have a case? You have a case today?
No, I'm Scott.
What's your situation?
No,
You don't have a case today.
No, I don't.
Well, sit down for a minute. Give me a second. Sit down for a second.
with them. I know you.
Oh, you were with which one?
Giovanni.
Mr. Howard?
Yeah.
Were you with him, or you were on the side of the case?
Oh, no, I wasn't.
You were friends with him.
Yeah, that's my brother.
Why don't you get him to do what he's supposed to do?
That's what the mission is.
Okay, seriously, I don't want to have to send him to jail. He seems like a nice guy, but
But I really got to talk to you though. I know you stay right by Scott.
well, yeah, okay, you're one of Scott's people. Okay, all right. He may have mentioned it to me. So yeah, if you can give your information to bailiff Hicks when you go outside.
I'm sorry. Are you extending probation?
Yes. Okay. Yep. So the two of you were set in court by me, correct? Let me print the docket, find out what's going on with it, because I don't know if we have. So what's your name? Jordan Morrison. Morris. I'm sorry, Mr. Melly. Yep, I'm about to do it now. Yeah. I'm gonna do that because that was oh yeah, so I'm gonna fill out the top J that I have. It said you had a hearing. Are you on probation or anything?
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
What'd you get in the mail? Do you remember what it said? Was it that you were violated, or that you had violated the terms, or what did you get? Do you remember what it said?
It was just I had to come to court.
Okay.
Mark, did you
Yes,
send him a notice?
He's in good standings. Yeah, I sent everybody. I'm sure I sent him a notice. But that should have been set in the court. This case, both of them cases.
Your Honor, what we do is when you schedule someone in the courtroom as the status hearing, we send them a letter as a reminder to come to court.
I asked for a hearing because you had told me, remember you told me I had to finish like 4 more of the finished first class. I finished those. Then I came back to court after I finished those. And then you had said I had to put at least $150 towards my fines.
Did you do that?
I did that.
Okay.
And then I had to report back to Mr. Messi. I reported to him.
What's your first name?
My first name is Justin.
Mitchell. Look, pull up Mr. Mitchell's case.
And if he doesn't, if y'all don't have him, then I could tell him to continue on.
He completed fast first year
later.
$45.
So he may be done.
After I did all classes,
He on $145.
He completed the finished first classes.
All right, so Mr. Mitchell, hold on one second. Let me print your docket. That way I can journalize that you're done. That way you don't have to worry about it. And we got to get you taken care of. Oh, you have it right here. You paid the 145?
He owns that.
And that's no, you have a balance left, right? How much is your balance?
I think my balance is like,
I think it's 145.
But Bailiff Sanders saying it's 145.
I think that's how much I have paid.
That's what he owes.
Okay.
It's on the, it's on the recommendations.
I had paid 50 before I had came to court. You had told me to pay the 150. Then I paid 50. Then I just recently this week I had just gave you everything that I had. I think that's like $80.
And that would be a court's decision at this point.
Yeah, let me see what the docket look like. Give me 1 second. Ms. Johnson, I do ask your opinion. Don't I?
You do.
I don't sit up here and act like I know everything. I mean, you know, if you can't accept the wisdom of the people around you, then why you got the people around you? So, Mr. Mitchell, is he done? He's got all. All right, Mr. Mitchell, what kind of case was it? It said TRD. Mr. Mitchell, I'm going to terminate your probation, but Bailiff Sanders is saying you owe a balance, so you may want to check that because we can put you on a payment plan, let you continue to pay it, but if you don't take care of it, your license will get forfeited. But yours was a traffic case from when this from Flynn. Okay, still running.
Program was this right here.
Yeah, the cycle breaker program.
He told me more, so I look at stuff differently.
Okay.
Like, not just saying it because I want you to, you feel me, just let me free. I'm really telling you. And then we look at stuff differently. That's a lawyer, you giving us free knowledge.
That's right.
I took consideration of all that. I see it.
All right, appreciate that.
Your Honor, so is he being dismissed as a cycle breaker?
Yeah, well, so was he on the cycle breaker program? Let me look here. Okay, so if you were on the cycle breaker program, just like the gentleman in front, in order for the cycle breaker program to work for you perfectly, you have to do everything, which is part of that paying your fines and costs. So when you finish all your classes, right, if there's a balance that you owe, you got to pay that in order for the case to be dismissed.
I think the balance is just for like what I had all like recently when I had her. I mean like when I had her.
They put here that it's
Because I've been paying ever since.
they say that you've been paying because they got the receipts, but you still owe. Yeah, they got you here 50, 50, 50, 80. So you've been paying, but you still owe 145. So this is what I want to do. And this is what Mr. Melly was saying. I want to give you guys a chance. You don't have to report to probation, but I want to have you come back to give you a chance to take care of this last balance. And I can give you both. I mean, yours is a lot less. I can give you the February, the 4th. We do this the 4th Thursday of every month. I can push you to February so you can take out that last balance. Because if you can benefit from this not being on your record, don't let it be that I didn't pay my last little amount, so I got this on my record. Now I got to pay a whole bunch more to get it expunged. Mr. Morris? Jordan Morris? The note here is that you're in good standing. You completed all the obligations to the court. You owe no money. So your case will be closed. So you waiting all day worked out to your benefit. So you're able to go. Take care, sir.
Apparently he understands. That's what he wants.
Or you want to end it today?
He has a felony of assault previous, but he said he'll.
All right. So your case is closed. I did it. You just owe us $93. Take care of it when you can. All right. So my last case, Mr. Mitchell, you see what I'm saying for you? Go ahead. What's your question? But yeah, but I can't close it. No, see, the difference is he's accepting it on his record. You don't want it on your record. You know what I'm saying? You didn't work too hard. So how long do you think it's gonna take you to pay 145? I can give you the February. So let me Well, no, if you come in and check in and let them know, as long as your case doesn't get lost in the sauce, February 27th. Let me give you a reminder. Let me put it in your hand.
I already know. You all should get a reminder because y'all lost my case.
See, lucky I'm tired and in good mood. See, that's contempt of court. I'm sitting downstairs for Christmas. You know, I don't want to do that to you, Miss Mitchell. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Stand up to the mic.
we're done. Can you give me a reminder?
What day you say?
27th of February. We're done.
Is he dismissed?
Yep, you're done.
As a secretary?
Yep, we're gonna close out your entire case. All right, thank you, gentlemen.
All right.
You made it. I mean it. All right, everyone.
All right, you said hell. You I just did, you know, because I am. What I just did.
Oh, you went up?
What I just said.
Oh, you okay? See, I like you even more. Basically, what you don't want to fall into the trap of, because you obviously you don't be in a lot of courts. So, you know, the judge is the judge. You run the courtroom. Even if the judge is being, if I'm tired and I'm joking, you don't want to joke. You want to still keep it serious because the judge could say, okay, that's contempt of court, send you downtown or downstairs. But I'm not gonna do that because I like you. You're a nice and young man. So February, just take care of that balance, come back, check in with the bailiffs, let them know, hey, all I had to do is pay my fines and costs. They'll move you up. We'll get you out of here. We'll get you out of here by 1:30, 2 o'clock. All right, everyone. It's a beautiful day. Miss Irene, not smiling.
Nope, I'm not.
I feel you. It's a rough one.
Nope.
Because we don't want to let it slap.
Yes,
We
because that's what
especially
people
at